What's up guys, Hownish here, and today we are almost on the eve of the Forsaken expansion. That one is literally getting ready to land, and today the madness continues. We got a bunch of stuff I want to talk about in this video. We're going to speak about Gambit. Of course, the demo has been out for a day now, but we're going to talk about some Gambit triumphs, weekly Gambit challenges, and the exotic Gambit quest. On top of this, we're going to talk about some triumphs and things to track in the Dreaming City, some of the new quests there, a bunch of triumphs that you can track from Destiny 1 inside of Forsaken, which is pretty cool, as well as some other new achievements. We're going to take a look at a couple of weapons, speak about the armor mods that are going to be coming into the game. We get a first look at a few of those and which mods and which perks can be slotted where on different pieces of gear, as well as a few other things to round up. So as always guys, if you do enjoy the video, a rating below is very much appreciated. But for now, let's get straight into it. So we're going to talk a little bit about Gambit. Of course, this mode has been out for a little while. I did make a guide on some tips for the Gambit mode, as well as some weapons you should definitely try out inside of Gambit. I'll link those down below. But there are going to be a bunch of Gambit triumphs that we can complete in Forsaken. And this is how we'll work towards various titles. So we are getting character titles. We can see one right here, which is pretty cool. There are a few different objectives that we'll need to complete. So for Thrillmonger, you need to defeat 40 enemies in a single match without dying, defeat high-value targets such as wanted enemies, win a Gambit match without dying whatsoever, win a Gambit match with a Gambit weapon equipped in every slot, and reset your infamy rank in Gambit. So of course we have the gameplay element right now, but when this actually drops we'll have a full loot table of stuff to collect, new weapons and gear, and the Gambit ranking system, so it's going to be pretty exciting. And to further support this, we will have some daily and weekly challenges. So we can see the daily Gambit challenge right here, as well as the weekly Gambit challenge. And right here, when we look at the Drifter's inventory inside of Light GG, we can see a bunch of classified things here. And these are listed immediately under the Malfeasance, which is the exotic weapon confirmed to come from Gambit. So of course it'll be interesting to see exactly how we acquire it, at what stage we can actually start progressing towards that weapon. But as far as triumphs, there will be stuff for the Dreaming City, of course. So there's one there to complete missions on the Dreaming City, defeat a Hive, Scorn, and Taken champion inside of the Blind Well. And there are other classified achievements too. On top of this, there are a few different quests called Reporting In. So there's one for the Strand. Seek out Petra in the Strand to begin your journey. Battle the Curse to earn the Queen's favor. There are a few others. One of them includes Ria Silvia. I think that's how you say that. Seek out Petra to begin your journey, and it's essentially for a different location. We've heard that Petra is going to move week to week, and it looks like we'll have to report into the Dreaming City at different intervals and in different locations to progress inside of that week. And there also was mention in that triumph list of Dreaming City specific missions as well. So there will be end game missions happening after the main campaign that'll probably be part of major quests for pieces of gear and exotics and things like that. Also recognized in the triumph system though is going to be a bunch of Destiny 1 achievements. So to name a few, there are actually quite a few, but we've got Became Legend, completed all Destiny 1 campaigns. The Black Garden, completed the Black Garden campaign in Destiny 1, completed the Crota's End raid in Destiny 1, and then there are some for earlier Destiny 2 stuff as well. Complete the World Quest Enemy of My Enemy on Titan, and Exotics Red War, complete the associated collection on the collection screen in order to claim this triumph. So this would be vanilla Destiny 2 exotics, presumably. Now with the Destiny 2 stuff, you definitely, if you were joining and playing the game starting in Forsaken, would be able to go back, complete the Red War stuff and actually unlock that triumph. Not sure if that will be the case with Destiny 1 stuff, or whether it only counts for memorialized achievements, so essentially when Destiny 2 launched. We'll have to wait and find out, but like I said, there will be various rewards, titles, and of course score, overall score for your character by completing all of these. So especially if you are a veteran, they've actually made some of the stuff we did in D1 way more important than it has been so far in Destiny 2. And I personally think it's pretty cool. To bounce briefly back to Gambit though, I hope you guys have been having fun if you jump in there. It's a pretty interesting mode. I only played around about 6 or 7 games last night, and I'm going to jump back in again today. We had a pretty good team, so we were tending to win the games relatively easily. But I'd be curious to hear what kind of feedback you guys have about Gambit. I've definitely had a lot of fun, but I can imagine it'd be fairly difficult playing, solo and kind of matchmaking with folks, potentially. Also, Sleeper Simulant is kind of the dominant thing that a lot of people are using right now. It's incredibly strong. That may change with Forsaken. There could be other very potent weapons and it could kind of balance itself out. But of course, Sleeper is very powerful because it can one-shot to the body on Guardians, and it can do it relatively quickly, especially if you have the Masterwork. And so maybe we could see some kind of change to the Sleeper, or how some of the mechanics work a little bit down the road, in 2 or 3 weeks time, if we're still seeing the exact same situation. I personally think Bungie would look to kind of try and change it or fix it up. But like I said, I'd be curious to hear the kind of experience that you guys have been having with Gambit. There are a couple of interesting Gambit weapons I wanted to talk about briefly right here. So there is the Trust Legendary Hand Cannon. It's precision frame, so it's actually the 180 RPM hand cannon, I believe. It also has explosive payload right there, and these are listed in the intrinsic bonuses, which is interesting. But you'll see that it has a full auto trigger system, and so with it firing at 180 RPM and full auto, it's going to be about as close as anything we've had to the Last Word. It's kind of going to be like the mini legendary Last Word if you can get that roll with full auto trigger system on it. These do appear to be base rolls of these weapons. We've seen various weapons in Gambit playtests. One would include the rocket launcher Bad Omens. This was the tracking rocket that I've been speaking about. We can see the base roll comes with aggressive frame, cluster bomb, and tracking at the same time, so it's very good. This is essentially the roll we had in all of the playtests, so I feel like there is going to be a way to get this specific roll, maybe if you purchase from the vendor, and maybe you get random rolls when you actually get drops for leveling up, or random end of game drops and things like that. So Bad Omens and this particular roll is going to be very good in general. But yeah, the Trust Hand Cannon right there is going to be the kind of mini Last Word, I guess, and it's interesting that it comes from the Drifter as well. Of course, we know that he's associated with Shadows of Yore. He has a very interesting weapon in the Malfeasance, and if indeed the Drifter is Shin Malfur, then he has incredibly strong links to the Last Word. There's a lot of lore and story emerging about precisely who he is. A lot of Forsaken stuff in general right now is emerging and being leaked and things like that. I guess we'll find out exactly what is going on soon. But yeah, mini Last Word could be pretty interesting. Now though, I want to talk about some new armor mods, so I don't believe that anyone has spoken about these. There are a few in the database, and I don't think this is all of them, but these are mods you can apply to Year 2 and Year 1 armor. And do bear in mind, these mods are additional selectable bonuses on top of all of the random rolls that we're actually going to get. So we have the Impact mod, increases melee regeneration speed, and apparently this is a class item mod, which is pretty interesting if that's the case. We've got another class item mod right here, Ordnance mod, which increases grenade regeneration speed, the Super mod, which increases super regen speed, and this actually goes on helmets, the Paragon mod, which increases class ability regen speed, and then they've actually left the Mobility mod, the Recovery, and the Resilience mod in the game, so you can still get a Season 4 version of those and actually increase those stats in the mod slot, which is pretty interesting. I don't know how many folks may go for that. Don't know whether they'll actually be changing the values of those stats and their potential, but it's definitely good to have those options. And like I said, these are just a handful of the mods we're going to see. What we can see right now though is all of the armor bonuses. And Chronoglass on Reddit actually made a really cool list, spent a bunch of time in the API and figured out where all of the bonuses can go on different armor pieces. And it actually works in a pretty logical order, so they actually posted a spreadsheet of this. If you're interested, it's going to be pretty useful. But you can see on helmets in tree 1, so that's in the first tree of bonuses, the potential bonuses include all of the targeting bonuses for weapons. So sniper targeting, shotgun, hand cannon, fusion rifle, literally every type of weapon in the game. And this basically gives you hidden hand for that type of weapon. On top of this, you have all of the kind of additional stat bonuses and perks. You can see that in tree 2, it's all about ammo reserves and finding additional ammo for all different types of weapons. But then for gauntlets, you have the faster reload bonuses, so auto rifle loader, sniper loader. Then you have other additional perks like fastball, impact induction, and momentum transfer. And once again in tree 2, you've got scavenger bonuses or ammo finder bonuses for all types of weapons. In the chest piece, you get the unflinching bonuses for all types of weapon in tree 1. And in tree 2, you get bonus reserves ammo once again. So you can spec up pretty much every armor piece with ammo bonuses for different types of weapons. But then with the legs, you have the dexterity bonuses, and these kind of give you a more generic buff to particular types of weapon. Once again, you get a few perks like perpetuation, traction, bomber, and outreach. I do plan on making a more in-depth guide for the best bonuses for armor pieces. Once again, in Tree 2 you get scavenger bonuses, and for class items in Tree 2 you get reserve and scavenger bonuses once again, as well as a bunch of health regen and cooldown bonuses in Tree 1. So if you want to know potentially where different types of perk are going to go, maybe make a bunch of selections for kind of guard rolled armor sets that you would try to go for, then I will link this spreadsheet down below. And once again, huge credit to Corona Glass for putting all this effort in. For now though guys, that is going to summarize the video. So lots of information. I'd love to hear your thoughts on any of it down below. What you think of the triumphs that are coming into the game, what you think of Gambit, the potential exotic quest we have there for Malfeasance, any of the weapons or armor stuff. I'd definitely be curious to hear what you think. But if you have enjoyed the video, a like below is very much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see everything related to Destiny 2 right here. But for now, whatever you guys get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.